You are working in an out-of-hours telephone call centre and it is currently 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. You are asked to call the son of the following patient.
Hello.
Hello, it's Dr. Williams from the Out of Hours service. We've been asked to call you. How can I help?
Yes, I've just at my mother's house, and she's been laying on. I came in and she's on the lounge floor, but she's sitting up drinking a cup of tea now. But I don't know what to do. I mean,
And can I just clarify? So you're her son?
son, yes.
Okay. And what's your name?
Rob
Rob.
Barker, Barker.
Okay, Rob. Okay. So your mum's Doris, obviously,
Yes.
and at the moment she's sitting up having a cup of tea.
Yes.
Okay.
She seems all right, but.
Okay. And just to learn a little bit about your mum. So does she live alone?
Yes. She gets on quite well by herself. We stop in. My wife and myself, we pop in every once a day at least. But we were away for the weekend and we weren't here, and we came back and she was laying on the floor, which I feel very very horrible about it. I should have left her alone for 2 days, but normally she lives alone. Yes.
Okay. Well, don't worry. I mean, she's having a cup of tea now, and we're just going to go through a few things, and we'll just make sure that she's all right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So just looking at your mum, any injuries at all to her?
Not that I can see. No, she's a bit confused, but I mean, no physical injuries. No.
Okay. And when you say confused, what do you mean by confused?
She's not quite sure how it happened. She doesn't remember anything of how she fell or anything. So
Okay.
she can't tell us how long she was laying there. So I don't know if it was an hour or a day or
And she doesn't remember the last thing she was doing.
No.
Okay. Carry on.
Normally she's fine. I mean, she does everything within the house. She cleans and cooks for herself, and she gets around on a walking stick. So normally everything's just fine, but she doesn't remember anything.
Okay. And any medical problems with your mum?
Yes, she does have high blood pressure. What do you call it? Thin bones, and she did have a heart attack a few years ago, but so she's on medication for that.
Okay. And do you know what medication she's on?
Let me look. I was just going
Thank
to see
you.
what she's got. Let's see. Hold on. I can't pronounce it, but Ramperil.
Yeah, that's good. That's Ramapril.
Okay, and aspirin.
Yeah.
Say that. Yeah. Bisoprolol. Bisoprolol.
Okay, bisoprolol.
No, I wasn't saying that
Well
right.
done. They're not easy, don't worry.
I'm not. Simvastatin.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And one more. Let me see. My glasses on. Alendronate. Alendronate.
Lovely. Okay.
That's all the ones I can see, anyway.
That's fine. And you don't know that she's not on warfarin at all?
No.
No.
Not that. She doesn't have any allergies, as far as I know.
Good, brilliant. Okay. So you were obviously away for the weekend. When did you last see your mum?
It was about 2 days ago.
Okay.
She seemed fine,
And have you spoken to her on the phone in between that?
No, we didn't. No.
Okay.
We were in mobiles didn't work where we were, so and we should have had someone stop in and see her, but we didn't. So I feel
Okay.
horrible.
Don't worry. And when you found her when you came today, was she awake?
Yes. She was just lying there on the floor, but not unconscious.
Okay. And as you said you can't see any injuries, but obviously with your mum having osteoporosis, so thin bones, has she been walking since? Has she got up and walked?
No, I haven't No, she's just sitting on the sofa having a cup of tea. Should I get her up then? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just wondering if she's got any pain. I know hips are quite prone if they've had a fall to maybe breaking. So just want to check that she hasn't broken anything.
She's not saying she's in any pain. So.
Okay, good. And has your mum ever had falls before?
Not that I know of.
Okay. And obviously, I mean, it's very difficult to know when your mum had a fall.
Yes.
Now, the confusion that you're saying she can't remember falling, is that a new thing? Is she normally confused?
No, normally she's fit and healthy for 87. She's fine usually. But can someone come out and see her? I mean, I'm not. I can't. I don't feel like I'm doing everything I could because I don't know what to do. So.
Okay. And just a couple more questions just to see. No head injury and no problems with her head. You can't see anything on her head at all.
No. She's quite thin hair, so I could see if there's anything. There's no bumps or lumps or anything. Yeah.
And who else is with you at the moment?
Just my wife.
Your wife, she's there. Okay. I think, it's very difficult to assess your mum on the phone. And as you said, she's not normally confused and that's a new thing. And we also don't know when she had her fall. So I think, just to maybe check her over and just to check that there's, nothing else that we need to think about. We'll put you down for a visit, okay, with one of the GPs on tonight. It won't be her normal GP, but it'll be one of the on-call GPs.
That's fine. I mean, she might be. She's a bit confused right now, so I don't think she'll really. As long as we're here, she'll be fine. If someone else comes, a different doctor, she won't be too upset. I don't think.
Okay.
Someone else.
And you're all right to stay with her for a little while until we manage to get there.
We're going to. Yes, we'll stay here all night. That's fine. Yes.
Okay. And I mean, the main things to think about while you're waiting for us to come is if your mum loses consciousness at all.
Oh, God, okay. I hope not.
It's just things to think about that, you know what to do if anything happens. I'm not expecting them to happen.
Well, I don't know. What would we do? I have no idea. No.
So if that was to happen, all you need to do is just ring an ambulance, okay?
All right, yeah.
And they would come along. But I think she'll probably be okay, but I think it's important to check her over tonight to make sure.
Yes, yeah.
And if you're at all worried, you can always call us back on the same number.
Okay. How long will it be till someone comes? I mean, hours or, we're fine, but just, so we know, we're not expecting someone in 10 minutes or something.
No, I mean, I think we'll just have to make sure that there's no other visits and we've sorted out the calls at the main place. But we should be with you in the next, 3 to 4 hours, hopefully before that. But if you haven't...
All right, yes. So we have a time frame, yes. We're not worrying. So should we get her to stand up or just leave her where she is?
I would just leave her at the moment if she's happy having her cup of tea. And then we'll come and see her then in shortly, okay?
Lovely. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any questions or anything?
Oh, no. Keep her where she is. If she goes unconscious, call the ambulance, which I hope doesn't happen. No, I think that's fine, and we've got your number. So if in the next 3 or 4 hours, if I have another concern, I can just call and talk to someone. Yes.
That's fine. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Yes.
All right.
Right. Thank you.
Okay then.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
In third-party consultations, it is important to clearly identify who the caller is and their relationship to the patient. Take a thorough history, but try not to alarm callers, for example, mentioning becoming unconscious. Maintaining patient confidentiality in third-party consultations is key. Acknowledge patient expectations as they arise. For example, if asked for a visit, you could agree that this is a possibility, but explain that further questions are needed.